Tennessee Titans fans, you can read it right there, the post from Paul Kuharsky that went out just this morning regarding the Titans and Sam Darnold. It says the Titans aren't going to be into Sam Darnold. If he was a shorter term, cheaper option, sure. But as long as he's going to be a long-term, high-dollar commitment for somebody, it's not going to be them. This is especially intriguing because I feel like yesterday was when the Sam Darnold Tennessee rumors really started heating up. A lot of people talking about Sam Darnold to the Titans. And then Paul Kuharsky comes in this morning and says this is probably not going to happen. You can think whatever you want about Paul, but he gets paid to report on the Tennessee Titans and cover the Tennessee Titans. And I do not feel like he would say something like this with such defiance if he did not believe it to be true. This makes sense. Now think about this. This is what I said yesterday when I did a video about Sam Darnold and the quarterback position for the Titans. The Titans are not going, it would not be smart for the Titans to sign a guy like Sam Darnold to a 3-year deal, paying him however many $30-40 million a year to come be their quarterback, because the ceiling for the Sam Darnold-led Tennessee Titans would be a little higher than Levis at this point, but still too low to justify making that kind of a commitment. And I talked about it yesterday, and I've said this repeatedly throughout the offseason. This is the thing that I did not like about the Sam Darnold option for the Titans. It's too much money, and it's too long of a commitment. Like I said yesterday, you look at guys like Aaron Rodgers, you look at guys like Kirk Cousins, you look at guys like Russell Wilson. You can think whatever you want about those guys, but we all know those guys would be 1-year rentals. If you go that route, you're getting that guy for a year, and then they're either going to go somewhere else or they're going to retire or whatever. With Sam Darnold, you're talking about a multi-year commitment worth a good bit of money, and I'm relieved to hear that Chad Brinker and Mike Borgonzi and the Tennessee Titans are looking at this and saying, we don't want to commit a bunch of money and a bunch of years to a guy like Sam Darnold, whose ceiling is only going to be so high. Remember, Sam Darnold had a lot of good moments last year, but he's on a very good team with a really, really good coach there in Minnesota. For all we know, Minnesota may have him back. That has emerged as a leading choice for Sam Darnold, is just to go back to Minnesota. There's mutual interest there, but there are other teams, obviously, the Raiders, the Browns, the Giants. Some of these teams' names have been attached to Sam Darnold as well. But for the Titans and where they're at with their roster, clearly the beginning signs of a rebuild. Clearly a lot of holes on the offense that you need to take care of. A lot of holes on defense, special teams that you need to take care of. Uncertainty with the coaching staff and everything. It's just not a good situation for Sam Darnold. And like I said, even if the roster gets better next year and the next year, and you're still with Sam Darnold, the ceiling is only so high. Look at what Darnold did on a good team in Minnesota this year. He was not on the level of some of these other playoff caliber quarterbacks that we saw in the AFC and the NFC this past season. So this is the report from Paul Kuharsky. Yeah, if it were a short-term deal, if Sam Darnold were in the same type of situation that a Kirk Cousins or an Aaron Rodgers or a Russell Wilson is in, where you're just getting him for a year, probably pretty cheap, very affordable for the organization, then yeah, that would be the best option. But you're talking about long-term commitment with a lot of money involved, and quite frankly, I don't think Sam Darnold is worth that for the Tennessee Titans. And I know a lot of you, because I read the comments, I know a lot of you don't believe that either. So when you look at the options for the Titans, here's one thing you have to look at. It feels like every option that was there for the Titans quarterback-wise is slowly getting eliminated. We're using process of elimination. Aaron Rodgers, every Titans reporter that I have talked to, Teron Davenport, Easton Freeze, everybody that I have talked to that is close to this organization does not believe that the Tennessee Titans have any interest in bringing in Aaron Rodgers. Now, the validity of that, if options start dwindling and he's all you got, maybe that could change. But as of right now, I mean, you can go back and listen to the podcast I did with Teron Davenport, where he literally said the Titans, Brian Callahan especially, they do not want to go this route with Aaron Rodgers. Okay, so if you cross Aaron Rodgers off the list, Derek Carr was an option, but it's official that he's returning to the Saints, so you can mark Derek Carr off the list. If they don't want Sam Darnold because it's too much of a long-term commitment with too much money, which I agree with, cross Sam Darnold off the list. We're getting down to Will Levis. We're getting down to Cam Ward. We're getting down to Shedeur Sanders. And I guess technically you could say Kirk Cousins is still an option. That's a name that hasn't really been out there as much. I know a lot of people are not intrigued by the idea of Kirk Cousins because of his age and because of kind of what we saw from him in Atlanta last year. But he would be affordable. He would be, not a big financial burden for the Tennessee Titans. But we are seeing quarterback options being eliminated for the Titans all the time. And it is just making me wonder, once again, how likely are the Titans to draft Cam Ward? I don't know. There's convincing reasons for them not to do it. There's convincing reason for them to do it. A lot of rumors about trading back with the Giants, with the Raiders, with the Jets. I don't know, man. I really don't know. But you're getting to a point where the options are dwindling. And Cam's coming in for a meeting within the next week. So is Shedeur. So is Abdul Carter. So is Travis Hunter. They're all coming in to meet with the Tennessee Titans because, of course, they are. But it's not like there's just a plethora of options here. And I don't want to end up in a situation, let me just say this to you right now. I don't want to end up in a situation where we have to start going after the Jacoby Brissetts of the world, the Mac Jones of the world. The only way I want to go after a guy like that is if we draft Cam Ward and we trade Will Levis and we need a veteran backup. If we get into that situation, then fine. Go bring in Mac Jones. Go bring in Jacoby Brissett. Go bring in Jameis Winston. In fact, if you draft Cam Ward, I would love for you to go pick up Jameis as a backup just for the vibes alone. Just because Jameis would bring some personality to this organization, and God knows we need it. If you were to draft Shedeur and then go pick up Jameis Winston, can you imagine a quarterback room of Shedeur Sanders and Jameis? Goodness gracious. But the only way I want one of those kind of guys, because if you're talking about Will Levis mixed with Brissett or Taylor Heineke or Jameis or Mac Jones, you are talking about the most boring season imaginable. That's what you're talking about. You're talking about last season all over again. Life's too short. I don't want to sit through it again. Let me know what you think. Tighten up. Bye.